Good morning, students. Today we will be learning about excretion in humans. Our objectives for today's lessons will be: at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to define excretion, to discuss the excretory products formed in the human body, and to discuss what are nitrogenous wastes and how they are removed from the body. Before going into the detail of excretion, we all should know the 5 major types of excretory products in the human body. That is carbon dioxide, water, salts or minerals, urea and heat. So these are the 5 major types of waste products which are removed from the cells by our body. What is excretion? Excretion is actually the removal of metabolic waste products which are produced by the cells. Like all the reactions, the waste products of all the reactions which occurs inside the body of living organisms. So these are actually the intracellular waste products which are released or which are produced by the cellular activities of the cells or of the body. How is excretion different from egestion? Egestion is normally the process of removal of undigested waste particles, or you may call it feces, or it's the process of defecation. So defecation is not called as excretion. Why? Because defecation or feces is the undigested waste material which are produced by the process of digestion, or which is produced inside the digestive cavity. It is not the product of a cellular mechanism, so it is not called as excretion. The types of metabolic wastes. Here are the major types of metabolic wastes and how they are produced in the body. Carbon dioxide, which is produced in the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration also, but in alcoholic fermentation. Water, some extra water which is not needed by the body, that is also produced in the process of aerobic respiration. Salts, produced from the metabolic activities of the cells. Nitrogenous waste is by the breakdown of excess amino acids and proteins. So the nitrogenous waste which is produced in the body are of 3 types, depending upon the type of organisms in which they are produced. Like they are produced in all organisms, but they then convert them into different forms according to their toxicity level and according to their habitat. Ammonia, NH3, which is produced in all organisms including human beings, but it is highly toxic substance and it is harmful for the cells if it stays in the cells. So ammonia is converted into urea and then to uric acid crystals. So it depends upon the availability of water to the organisms. They excrete the nitrogenous wastes in that form. For example, ammonia, which is highly toxic to the body, it requires a lot of water, like 500 ml of water to remove 1 gram of ammonia from the bodies. It's a huge amount of water to remove 1 gram of ammonia from the bodies. So the terrestrial organisms, they convert ammonia into urea and then uric acid. Aquatic organisms like some invertebrates and freshwater fishes, they excrete their nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia, while humans or mammals, they excrete their nitrogenous waste in the form of urea, and birds, which are highly metabolically active organisms, they then excrete their nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid crystals. Human excretory organs consist of 2 parts: the main excretory organs and the accessory excretory organs. The main excretory organs in human is the kidney. They perform the major role in the process of excretion, while the accessory organs, they help out, or they also excrete some minimal part of the waste materials. but the major part of the waste materials produced by the bodies are removed by the kidneys. The accessory organs are the lungs, skin and liver. Carbon dioxide is released by the lungs. Water, excess amount of water from the body is removed by the skin, kidneys and lungs also. Salts, they are removed by the skin and kidneys. By the skin through sweating, it is released from the body. Ammonia, that is released by the liver, which is then converted into urea, and urea is excreted by the kidneys, formed in the liver from the excess amino acids. Waste removal. There are several organs which are involved in the excretion of waste materials are the excretory products. For example, the lungs, which remove carbon dioxide. The skin, it provides a surface for small amount of water and salts to move out of the body in the form of sweat. Liver, it converts proteins into urea like the deamination process. Kidneys, it removes unwanted substances and as urea, such as urea, excess water and salts. How does the liver aid in the removal of waste material? It produces urea from the breakdown of amino acid. This process is called as deamination. Ammonia is converted to urea. The deamination process of amino acids. Amino acids are brought from the muscles. It is as amino acid structure. If we recall the structure of amino acids, it consists of an amino group, a carboxylic group, a central alpha carbon, a hydrogen group and an alkyl group. So the amino group is removed from the amino acid in the process of deamination and the rest of the structure becomes the carbon residue. The amino group is then converted into ammonia by the addition of another hydrogen atom to the amino group of amino acid. That ammonia is then converted into urea by the liver and then is exported to the kidneys, from where it is released as urine. While the carbon residue, which is the rest of the part of the amino acid structure, it is converted into glucose, and glucose, if it is needed to the body, it is then brought to the cell, to the muscle cells, or if it is not needed to the body at that time, then that glucose is converted into glycogen by the effect of insulin hormone. This is the deamination process in muscles. Like in muscles, these amino acids are broken down and produced, like for example alanine here, it is produced in the muscle. Alanine is brought to the liver. In the liver, alanine is broken down into further parts like the carbon residue and another type of amino acid, which is glutamate. Glutamate is broken down into alpha ketoglutarate, which is a carbon residue or a carbohydrate, and glutamate is converted into ammonia. Ammonia is then converted into urea, and urea is then expelled through the body through kidneys. The function of liver. Liver is a functional or multifunctional organ that is involved in diverse body functions. For example, the metabolic functions, it has excretory functions, and it has also protective functions and detoxification functions. Metabolic functions, the liver actively participate in carbohydrate, lipid, protein, minerals and vitamin metabolism. These all structures and these all molecules are produced, are metabolized inside the liver cells through different processes. Bile pigments or bile salts and cholesterols are excreted into the bile into the intestine. Red blood cells, they are also broken down inside the liver, from which the iron components are released, are separated from the red blood cells, and which as the two products are produced. One is bilirubin and one is urochrome. Urochrome is then brought to the kidneys, which is expelled with the help of urine, and it gives yellow coloration to urine, while bilirubin is brought to the small intestine with the help of bile juice, and it gives the yellow coloration to the feces. Protective function and detoxification. Detoxification means to the destruction of the toxic substances present in the blood or which are produced in the blood. Kupffer cells of liver perform phagocytosis to eliminate foreign compounds like ammonia is detoxified to urea, and metabolism of xenobiotics are detoxification. Clearance of hormones such as insulin, parathyroid hormone, estrogen, cortisol, these are all occurred inside the liver. Thank you.